a song in my soul. It sings, I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am whole. There is a song in my soul. It sings, I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings, I am whole. 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 There is a song in my soul. It sings, I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. There is a song in my soul. It sings, I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. 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 There is a song in my heart. It sings, I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There's a song in my heart. It sings, I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. 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 I am loved.
Good morning, everyone. I am healed, whole, and loved. Ain't that right? I am so excited to be here. Are you guys excited to be here? I'm excited to see each and every one of you. So for the announcements today, coming up events. Oh, I get to try the clicker again. Coming events here at Oak Brook. I never do well with this thing. Yep, y'all have to do it. Anyway, if you want to know all the absolute details of all of these slides, during the morning in the gathering times when you're saying hello to everybody, they are scrolling, so pay attention to those, okay? And also in your program. All right, Sunday, December 1st, Leadership Council meeting. It's right after celebration. And the Christmas decorating party is also right after the celebration. And the Leadership Council meeting, you are all invited to attend so you can see the undercurrent of what happens here at Oak Brook and kind of see where the planning comes from, what the decision making is doing. And I got to tell you, I was very impressed the first time I went because a lot of times I always thought, I guess in my head, that Reverend Peggy decided everything. I didn't realize it was actually the members of the church, different members of the church that are in that leadership role that actually do vote. You know, it's wonderful the way that it works, and I feel like my voice is heard as well when I go, and I'm not even part of the board, so that's wonderful. Saturday, December 7th, Frank Young's 90th birthday party. Do you want to speak to who Frank Young is, just in case people... Okay, Reverend Peggy's going to talk about it. It's Reverend Evelyn Young's husband. She was Oak Brook's founding minister. So, real quick.
It got skipped. It was on that multi-slide. Next Sunday at 1 o'clock, there will be a really quick 15-minute meeting for anyone that is interested in themselves or their child being a part of Candlelight or the very last Sunday in the month as well, so that we can schedule practices and get all the info out to them too.
And this wonderful young lady, Shanna, has developed a mobile app for Oak Brook youth as well as the choir. So if you're interested in getting that app, if you're a parent and you just want to keep abreast of what's going on as far as the kids are concerned, they have pictures on there. You can upload pictures to there and share it with everybody. It's really cool. So for all you techie people out there like me, it really works. World of Wonder 2014 Spiritual Living Convention. And it's for laity, practitioners, and ministers, February 16th through the 21st. There, for every 5 registrations paid, the 6th is free. And the video, Awesome.
Are spiritual beings having a human experience, and by golly, we are adequate to the challenge of the time.
Is the way I am seeing life and the choices that I'm making really serving the highest imagination I have of myself?
We have been gifted by God with human possibilities and capacities that are so huge. And in many ways, we have barely begun to really tap into who and what we are.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. I can feel the electrical charge from here. Can you imagine going and feeling it there? I'm so excited because I definitely, I'm going to try my utmost best to be there. It would be my first convention to be in that space with like-minded people and everybody all at once pulsating with the same ideas and vibration. How cool is that, right? So we all should be there, represent Oak Brook and Ocala, because, you know, we are the center of the universe, after all. And speaking of center of the universe, we're going to be taking our center to that cruise, right? We're joining Cindy for the cruise, and it's April 6th to the 12th next year, and it's a spiritual retreat cruise with the ministerial students. And I got to tell you, I'm really excited about this. I spoke to my cousin, Tasha. I didn't tell you about this yet. And Tasha is planning this wonderful excursion where we're going to do a family picnic on the beach with everybody that is on that cruise that wants to join me with my family on the beach, fish fry, and, you know, jerk chicken, jerk pork, the whole nine, with music and dancing, and you get a chance to really experience what it's like to be a native. And that I wanted to be able to do in a safe environment for everybody. Oh, yes, and they will be taking you guys to where the true shopping market is. So you won't be going where the touristy stuff is. You're going to be going where all of us go, which should be interesting, but at least you'll be with family and safe, and that's not something that can happen very often. Also, see, Cindy, the deadline's coming up soon for your down payment, which is December 1st, $250 each. And I got to tell you, it's really inexpensive for such a wonderful cruise. I think the remaining amount is like another $500. Yeah. So, I mean, $700. Yes, Cindy's going to come up and speak to that. If she can get up.
If I can get up, yes. The $250 is due down next Sunday. If you don't pay the $250 by then, it just means that it doesn't guarantee you the same rate that we're getting, which I believe is about $750 for a 6-day cruise. It's a long time with all-inclusive food, everything. Yes, ma'am.
Where is the cruise starting and where does it take us?
We are leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, and we'll be stopping in Mexico, Haiti, and Jamaica. So, yes, very nice. Wonderful company. I just went on my first one last year with the Holmes Institute and my classmates, and there were some other folks. There were spouses that came. Now we're opening it up to everyone. So there'll be a class offered for anyone that wants to take it, or you can just enjoy the cruise itself. There's plenty to do, as you know, if you've been on a cruise. So do join us. Great group. Great time.
And we are invited to sit in on some of the classes, and that's the part I'm looking forward to the most. So that should be very interesting. And so now the Science of Mind reading, Grady Grimes.
I'll speak up. Good morning, Oak Brook. Good morning. Today's reading is from the Science of Mind, hopefully give you some nuggets to think about this week. We are told that we must gain a knowledge of that which cannot pass away. The Talmud is a Jewish document of Jewish law. The Talmud says that unhappy conditions arise when we mistake shadow for substance. Even the valley of the shadow of death causes no fear when we arrive at the consciousness of the psalmist who, from the exaltation of his divine deliverance, proclaimed, "Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me." This is the realization of the substantiality and the permanence of that which cannot change. We are ever renewed by the flowing passage of the divine wisdom and love through our consciousness. The revitalizing, regenerative power of spirit flows from our consciousness into our physical organism and into every objective act when we give it free passage through our thought. Emerson admonishes us to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuit. How wonderful to realize this possibility of non-resistance and non-burden. Let us learn to enter into our divine union with enthusiasm that our burdens may be rightly resolved. And a couple of quotes from the book of Psalms. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And from the Talmud, unhappy is he who mistakes the branch for the tree, or the shadows for the substance. And I'm going to add in a Stephen Covey from, he's the author of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Don't get caught up in the thick of thin things. Think about that when you're going through your day and your week. Don't get caught in the thickness of the thin things. And from the book of Grady, which is a... My dramas and my upsets are my shadows, and the knowing of my own God nature are the rod and the staff that comfort me. My shadows only stand a chance in hell. You may have to think about that one for a while. So, thank you. Oh, affirmation. You got to pay attention to that part. Science of mind affirmation for this lesson. Today, I turn from everything that is unlike good or God and gladly enter into that which is beautiful, enduring, and true. Silently, I pass from less to more, from isolation to inclusion, from a sense of separation into that of oneness. And so it is. Now, is there something else?
Thank you, Grady. I love your own wisdom coming forth. Let's stand, shall we? For God is. And Cindy, come up here to the mic and lead us.
Where I am, God is, and where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through. God where I stand, where I play, where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and take and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Let's greet and welcome one another, shall we?
Good morning.
Does it hurt to hug?
Yes, oh yeah.
Just one.
At this time, I'd like to invite the young folks to go back with their teachers, if they would like to. That's a wonderful exit. Let's give the kids a hand. We love the kids of Oak Brook. Yes. To lead us in our affirmations this morning, practitioner Frank Lucius.
Affirmation. I know that abundance is the truth, and infinite substance manifest in my life according to my beliefs. I am in charge of my thoughts and feelings. I choose to focus on ideas of plenty. I am thrilled to harvest my divine inheritance today and always, and so it is. From what we believe the manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. And the Oak Brook affirmation. I am thankful for Oak Brook, for the teaching of the science of mind as an empowering way of life at every age, and for the abundance it brings into my life, my center, and my world. I am grateful for our ever-growing spiritual community of freedom and acceptance. I celebrate with a thankful heart our beautiful new spacious center as we welcome our divine unfoldment through gifts of music, encouragement of our youth, and all life-enhancing activities. Oakbrook's vision supports us all in experiencing full and realized lives as spirit in expression. God's love empowers.
Lucky all this high tech and help, and y'all are so wonderful. And so it is that we would close our eyes and understand the meaning of our presence here, that it is all very, very good, and that we know that it wasn't an accident that we came here. It was divine guidance. And so it is that every moment of every day, when we have a question, we can tune into that divine guidance and get a wonderful answer. And so it is that our oneness with the divine is assuring us at every turn that we will know what to say, when to say it, and how to say it. And I give thanks for this wonderful teaching, how it has touched my life, how it has touched the folks here, and how it's touched the lives of gone before, whether through transitions or moving on. So we just give thanks for everyone and for all that we have and all that we love, because we know that as we release these words into the law, that they happen. Just as when Reverend Peggy releases her words into our hearts and into our ears, we know that there is a quickening within us. And some part that she has to say is just what we needed, because we are here by divine ordain. And so it is that I release this into the law and give great thanks that this is so, and so it is.
I love this song. I may become a country music fan yet. Second week in a row, right? Ready? they say you can't go home again. I just had to come back one last time. Ma'am, I know you don't know me from Adam, but these handprints on the front steps are mine. And up those stairs in that little back bedroom is where I did my homework and I learned to play guitar. And I bet you didn't know, under that live oak, my favorite dog is buried in the yard. I thought if I could touch this place of feeling, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. Mama cut out pictures of houses for years, from Better Homes and Garden magazine. Plans were drawn and concrete poured, and nail by nail and board by board. Daddy gave life to Mama's dream. I thought if I could touch this place of feeling, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I could just come in, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me. You leave home and move on and do the best you can. I got lost in this whole world and forgot who I am. I thought if I could touch this place of feeling, this brokenness inside me might start healing. Out here it's like I'm someone else. I thought that maybe I could find myself. If I could walk around, I swear I'll leave. Won't take nothing but a memory from the house that built me.
Hooah. Hooah. Ah. We have a lot of announcements at the beginning of the morning, so I thought I would save a couple till now. One is tomorrow evening at the Fine Arts Center at College of Central Florida will be V. Garth Norman, brought here as a good friend of Dr. Scott Olson's, and he will be presenting his latest discoveries as an archaeologist. I mean, we all know that the native people in this part of the world came from somewhere else, right? And he's been tracing that. So he'll talk about his work tracking ancient migrations from the eastern Mediterranean to Mesoamerica, to Peru, to North America, and even to Crystal River. So that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening at the college. And I have more flyers if you'd like them. I love our topic for this today, harvesting your inheritance. You know, sometimes they say it's a good idea to take a topic and put two words together that you haven't heard together before. And so that's what this is. We talk about claiming our inheritance, but I don't think I've ever talked before to anyone about harvesting our inheritance. And yet, in alignment with our teaching, this is what we're really doing. So here is Thanksgiving coming up this week, and we know that we have this wonderful plethora of, is it on? The little gadget. The little gadget is not talking to me. So we'll just know that we can do this one way or the other. Very good. Yes. Okay, so we have this wonderful bounty that blesses us this time of year. And all of you that are having Thanksgiving feasts at your home, and we had that last week here at Oak Brook, it didn't begin in front of our eyes like it looks in the picture, did it? Every single thing that we consider our bounty came from a seed, from a plant, from a planting, from transportation to get it to us. People were involved in it along the way. And so this morning, as we talk about harvesting our inheritance, let's just keep in mind that everything that's a gift in our lives came from really the invisible rather than from the visible. And it's fun to take a look at the pilgrim's journey at this time of year and to see how this also applies. Those of you who stayed late last week, we saw a film about the hero's journey in our Prosperity Club, and it talked about how all those stories are journeys about ourselves. So I invite us to take a look at the pilgrim's journey, their crossing from England, and how that parallels our lives as we're getting ready to harvest our inheritance. You know, during this time, and this was in the year 1620 that they made that crossing, there was an upheaval around religion in England at that time. King Henry VIII did not want to be Roman Catholic anymore. The Pope wouldn't let him do what he wanted to do, and so he started the Church of England. But there were those that felt that that Reformation did not take the people religiously far enough, and so there were these groups that called themselves the Separatists. However, they were persecuted in England and could not worship with freedom. And so they decided to go to the New World. And so this crossing took place. Notice the months of the year that they crossed. They had planned to come in the summer, but they didn't leave until September from England. And they got to the New World on November 21st. And the fall storms had already begun. And at this particular time, so I invite us to consider in our own lives when we make that crossing from the way we used to believe to the way that we're opening to believe in our lives, that we may not pick the very best time to make that change. Have you noticed that? That sometimes when we step into that larger sense of self, we may be inadvertently inviting some extra challenges just because of our timing. And so here they were making this crossing, and how many of you have heard of the Little Ice Age? During the years of 1300 to the late 1800s was a time when the winters were really severe in the Northern Hemisphere. And so they chose, and really the very heart, the very coldest of winters did they choose to make this crossing. There were more storms, and when they got there, it wasn't Virginia after all, it was Cape Cod that they landed, and the storms were too great for them to even try to make it down to Virginia. They knew they landed in the wrong spot. So here they are planning this trip, traveling across the ocean on a ship that probably seemed large to them, but today it might not seem so large, 100 feet long. 150 people on board, 101 of whom were pilgrims. The supplies were not in great amount, and during that crossing, several people died. But then the winter came, and once they got to Plymouth Rock and were glad that they were there, the winter was so severe that they just stayed on board ship through the winter. And 45 people of those 101 passed away in different kinds of diseases. So almost half their number died on board ship that winter. And when they did come ashore for excursions to try to feel out where they wanted to be, here was this severe winter. The spring came, though, and they started to build, and this is Squanto, thank you, Squanto, who taught them to plant the corn with the fish on top. You've heard that story. We heard it in school growing up, right? So there were those, and now parallel this in your life. When you've made the journey into this new way of living, there are those who will guide you. there are those who will help you. You don't have to do it all your own, do you? And as we open to this gift and harvesting our inheritance, isn't it wonderful to know that there are those who will be there to bless us with their presence and guide us? And Squanto was that way for them and stands as a symbol perhaps of spiritual leaders that have blessed your life over the years as you've made the shift, as you've grown spiritually. And then came that Thanksgiving where they celebrated. Now, that wasn't the end of the challenges, but there was an opportunity for them to know that the source of their good came from a larger source, the source of all good. And for us to be in that place right now this week. So I invite us as we celebrate Thanksgiving this week to give thanks not just for the food on the table and for our family and friends, but to give thanks for this teaching. To give thanks for the opportunity for us to grow spiritually and feel that freedom as we open to the gifts that this has for us. That this hero's journey that the pilgrims took is your journey. And that treasure hidden within you is the inheritance that we have. It's not something outside ourselves, is it? It's something that's right within ourselves. The hero is within. And so whether you feel like Superman ripping off your clothing and showing your Superman's suit, or whatever it might be, it is that divine potential available to us. And for us to take a look at how we go from the inheritance to the harvest. How do we get from knowing that this great gift is ours to actually manifesting it and harvesting it in our lives? We really have several pieces here. One is for us to become awakened to this idea that we have a divine inheritance, that we have a treasure within ourselves, and then to know that there's a growing season before it actually manifests, before there's actually a time of harvest. And for us to perhaps use the seed as a metaphor. Squanto, as he gave them the corn seeds, I brought some snow pea seeds with me today. Now, if these were just little marbles, which is what they look like, would they grow into a snow pea? It's because there's life in this pea, even though it looks inert. Even though the dreams in our hearts have not yet manifested, perhaps in the way that we would describe and want for them to come forth, the seed is all we need. Now, I can't make this snow pea seed grow into a snow pea plant, can I? That's not mine to do. We can't make our dreams manifest into that harvest that we want to give thanks for once it's come. So there's a part that's ours to do and a part that's infinite spirit's to do in order for those seeds that we plant in our lives to come into manifestation. And for us to know that there is a growing season. And in that growing season, when I plant this pea, it's not going to grow unless I plant it, is it? I've had it in that envelope for quite a while now. And it's going to just stay a pea seed in an envelope unless I put it in the soil. And that's the way with our ideas. They can't just be ideas in our minds. We have to plant them. We have to take the necessary steps. I need to put it in soil somewhere where the sun's going to shine on it. I've got to fertilize it and water it and weed it. Right now I have a pot where I'm going to plant these, and right now it's full of weeds from last year's leftover crop. And the weeds came in, and once I get ready to plant this, I'm going to have to take the weeds out first, right? And then the harvest time will come. But as we think about this idea that there's a treasure hidden within us, I'd love to share with you a story that came up on the web a few weeks ago. And perhaps you saw it too. The discovery in a rubbish-strewn flat in Germany of nearly 1,500 paintings, including works of Picasso and Matisse, looted by the Nazis, sparked urgent calls Monday to hunt for their rightful owners. The shock find, valued at an estimate of 1 billion euros, $1.3 billion, was reported Sunday by News Weekly Focus, and this came out on November 4th. Authorities repeatedly declined to comment on the trove apparently uncovered in 2011. But German government spokesman had been aware of the case for several months and was assisting in investigating by public prosecutors with experts in Nazi-era stolen art. So during the time of the Nazis' regime, wonderful works of art were stolen. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, and it's $1.3 billion worth of art that's been hidden away. In this case, it was hidden among jelly jars and junk in an apartment in a flat in Munich, Germany. Now, that in itself is interesting and exciting to think that those families might ultimately get the art back that belonged to them. It's another thing to know that the art that's been hidden all these years may be known to us, and we might see some new Picassos. We might see some new Matisse. We might see wonderful things coming from art that's been hidden all these years. Now, I invite us to consider this a metaphor for what I'm talking about with this divine inheritance and the hidden treasure within ourselves. Sometimes it feels as though there was something that we were born with that was stolen, and it's hard to recover it. It's something that's out of reach for us, and it's hidden away, but when it comes forth for us, we recognize it, and we get excited about it. There are new opportunities happening and possible for us in our lives, and as we move forward into that growing season, we will have that harvest. It may feel that that life that we long for is so out of reach that the life we're in is a wasteland. Nothing's growing in it. Nothing's happening. It seems like maybe there's a block to the good that wants to happen in our lives. And yet the potential, that hidden divine potential, is a wonderful garden filled with trees and flowers. And this happened, as a matter of fact, for the those that fled Europe and then went to Israel, that one of their goals was to turn a desert into a place of beauty and growth and vegetation through irrigation and different modern practices. And so for us to get this sense for our lives as well, that wonderful inheritance that hasn't shown itself to us perhaps as yet is out picturing perhaps as that wasteland, but the potential is there. The one basic problem that we might have that Eric Butterworth pointed out to us was we've not accepted our full spiritual inheritance. We thought that we've got to do it for ourselves. And this is the thing about the pea. You know, we can't grow the pea by ourselves. It takes that influx of infinite awareness, that raising up into a new level of understanding. So instead, if we face at face value our undesirable conditions and situations, we are probably going to be in the way of our own divine unfoldment, aren't we? And when we combat what we think is a problem at the level that it exists, we're going to come out the loser. And it's going to look like that. On the cover of your program, there is a quote of Jesus, and I'd like to have you turn there because I don't have it all on the slide. Do you not say that after 4 months comes the harvest? Behold, I say to you, lift up your eyes and look at the fields which have turned white and have long been ready for the harvest. What does it mean to lift up our eyes? Here was Jesus with the disciples standing in a field where the wheat wasn't ready to harvest yet, but he saw the potential there. He saw from a spiritual perspective that it was already white to harvest, and he was inviting his disciples to have exactly what I'm inviting you to have this morning, this forward vision of the results that you're desiring. To lift up our eyes, to raise up our level of consciousness into that realm of creativity where every good thing comes from. In our Science of Mind symbol, we quit looking at the area that is the results of the symbol at the bottom third, and we start looking up here where the infinite resides, where those divine ideas come forth. We set a new cause in motion instead of trying to solve the problem at the level that the problem exists. Einstein says you can't do that, right? And so for us to lift up our eyes whenever we find ourselves in a situation where the facts are before us and they're very visible to us, for us to remember, judge not according to appearances. This is what Jesus was inviting us to do, to not look at what we're seeing with our physical eyes, but to lift up our eyes and to come into that awareness of our spiritual nature where cause begins. And for us to feel ourselves free and light and ready to bring that new thing into Whenever we want to go from something that doesn't exist to imagine it existing and bringing it forth into experience in our lives, that's a creative sequence. And so we're really talking about how we create things when we talk about how to manifest our inheritance. The inheritance that we have is the all good, right? And yet, and the fields are already ready to harvest in our lives. And for us to look beyond what's happening right now to the end result that's the dream of our heart, that which we desire to experience. I was on the phone the other day with Pamela, and we're talking about having the satellite campus in Florida turn into a regional campus and what steps we need to take to make that happen. So this is a creative sequence for our satellite campus, which is associated with a regional campus in Denver, to become a regional campus in its own right. There's so many benefits that come from that happening. And so here we are. We've got a few celebration claps happening because we know that Florida deserves to have one, and the timing is right. So she was pumping me up really well, and I was taking notes and getting excited that the timing is really right. And this is the truth for you as well. Whatever that creative sequence that you want to bring into your life, know that the fields are already right and ready to harvest, whatever it might be. In our particular case, isn't it wonderful that our annual convention happens to be in Florida this year? Isn't that a wonderful thing that we can go to the convention, we Floridians that want to have this happen, and invite something to take place that may be more organic to have happen in Florida than if the conference were as it was last year in Vancouver. So for us to line ourselves up with that thinking, that the fields are all ready, and for us to harvest our divine inheritance. And to bring a couple other quotes of Jesus here this morning, and for us to get really clear about what it is he was talking about, because he was often talking about harvest, often talking about inheritance. And so here's one. Come, O blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. It wasn't thought up just last week. From the foundation of the world. So we came into this life with some desires that God put there for us. We came into this life, and it's been unfolding for us with desires that are of the Father. And for us to know that we have, that we are entitled to that because we've inherited it, because it's ours. We have to do our part. I can't get that pea plant to grow until I plant it in the ground. And on all the things that we're dreaming in our lives, there are actions that we have to take. So we don't just stand back and wait for a genie to come forth and manifest it for us. There's ours to do. But there's a key for us to realize there's things for us to do and things for us to let Spirit do. And for us to have the discernment to know which is which. And then Jesus said, the meek shall inherit the earth. Now, the meek is an interesting word, and I'd like to give you Ernest Holmes' perspective on that word meek. As soon as I find my page, I will do that. Oh, wrong book. Sorry. That was another thing I jumped over. While we do not find any arrogance in the life of Jesus, we always find a terrific strength of character, a will to accomplish what he set out to do, a determination to fulfill his mission. When he said that the meek inherit the earth, he was not saying that we have to be wishy-washy or willy-nilly. Didn't you love Ernest Holmes? We don't have to be wishy-washy or willy-nilly, but that in true meekness we should recognize that all power finally rests in the Spirit. We don't make it happen. That's my words. To be meek is to be humble before the truth. A person is truly meek or humble when he looks upon the grandeur of a mountain or the vastness of the ocean or thinks about the bigness of things. He does not become lost in this bigness or this grandeur, but he does stand in awe before it. When he does this, something deep within him responds. Something within him embraces the ocean. Something within him melts into the mountain, and he becomes one with them. This is true meekness. And so for us to see the challenge ahead of us as this ocean that we're melting into, or this mountain that we stand in awe of, that the end result is God's gift to us as we accept it, as we get that feeling sense of a calling to succeed in this area, that before the foundations of the earth, this has been prepared for us. And for us to get on board with that, to ride the wave, to invite something wonderful to happen that we know we could not do by ourselves, but we can be meek, and we can know that we'll inherit that. Here's another one. You are heir to the riches and power and glory of the kingdom of God. This is Ernest Holmes. Enter into your divine inheritance. And when we do, we not only see the fields ripe and white to harvest, we stand in those fields and celebrate it, don't we? And then we can say, yes. So let's do our affirmation together. I know that abundance is the truth, and infinite substance manifests in my life according to my beliefs. I am in charge of my thoughts and feelings, and I choose to focus on ideas of plenty. I am thrilled to harvest my divine inheritance today and always, and so it is. Let's turn within, shall we? Let us get this felt sense that what we have inherited has been forever in existence. Before the foundations of the world, this was God's gift to us. We being spiritual beings on this pathway forever divinely unfolding. And then, as we do our part to allow that divine inheritance to come forth into ideas in our thoughts and minds and those around us, as we allow ourselves to do our part to plant those seeds and allow ourselves to know what is ours to do and that which is Spirit's to do, that the harvest is assured. That's a rich harvest. It exceeds our expectations. We ride the wave, and not only that, we become an example to others of how to manifest. We become an example to others of how to take what is our inherent spiritual self and manifest the greatest good we can imagine. We can take that inheritance and bring to the world a rich and joyous harvest. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
Another summer day has come and gone away in Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel so alone. Just wanna go home. I miss you, you know. And I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you, each one a line or two, and finding and how are you. Well, I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words are cold and flat, and you deserve more than that. Another airplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I gotta go home.
Let me go home. I'm just too far from where you are. I wanna come home. And I feel just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside when everything was going right. And I know just why you could not come along with me. That just was not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter day has come and gone away, in even Paris and Rome, but I wanna go home. Just let me go home. And I'm surrounded by a million people, and I still feel so alone, but I wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. Let me go home. I've had my run, now I'm done. I gotta go home. Just let me go home. It'll be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back home.
Joyful Noise blesses us so much. Yes. Thank you, Joyful Noise. And if others want to join Joyful Noise, they're always open. Always open. I wanted to share one thing before we do our offering this morning, and that is this little piece of paper that's in your bulletin. And it is a wonderful thing that's happening. The Ocala Compassionate City Proclamation. Many of you know that I'm president of the Interfaith Alliance right now. And so last Tuesday at the City Council meeting, the mayor did present to us, to the Interfaith Alliance, this proclamation. And the original of it is up here on the easel, and you have a copy of the words in your program. This idea that we can bring the Golden Rule to life in government and business and the educational system and the healthcare industry in new ways if we get intentional about it. And we all know that how that works, don't we? It's so much more wonderful to be always for something, to be for compassion, to be for the Golden Rule, to be for respecting people, instead of being against, for example, bullying in the schools. How much more powerful it is to be for being respectful to students and students among themselves, and to come from that place. Ernest Holmes is one that said, and I don't quote this when I'm speaking to groups outside of this, but he said, show me people that are for something and against nothing. And for us to be always focusing our attention toward that which we are for puts the real energy into making a change. Okay, so that's what that side is about. And a week from Monday, the next in our series of the Interfaith Alliance talks, where a faith leader is speaking in a community not his own. So this with Reverend Hal McSwain. He will be speaking at the Islamic Center. He's a congregational minister, and he'll be speaking at the Islamic Center. Last month, an Islamic leader, Larry Collins, spoke at the Temple Beth Shalom. And next month, or January, the rabbi will be then speaking at the Congregational Church. So we're just doing this round-robin thing and showing this idea of interfaith really working. So that's what that's about, and you're invited to those things. Okay, let's celebrate our abundance. And someone would like to get the prayer chest, Shawana. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Such a wonderful time of celebration, feeling ourselves in this flow of great good. Let's take our gift in our hand, and if we give just monthly, and today's not our day to physically give, let's know that we can spiritually give as we say our affirmation in unison together. How good it is to know that I am the place where the abundance of the universe flows, and as the abundance flows through me, it is with a grateful heart that I give. I know that as I give, so much more is given back to me. Gratefully and joyfully, I give of my time, my talents, my gifts, and my heart. And so it is. And those with prayer requests, hold them up so that Shawana will find you.
Abundantly, all I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back to me and blesses me abundantly. All I give comes back.
And shall we? Feeling this abundance flowing through our lives. How awesome that is. In this very moment, I give thanks especially for our tithes and offerings today, knowing that the gifts are coming from the very heart of those that love this center and this teaching. Knowing that as we give, it sets a law in motion to bless our lives in return. This center exists because of the givingness of each one, along with that wonderful idea, that divine idea that Oak Brook Center for Spiritual Living is. I give thanks for all these gifts and know that the lives of the givers are blessed financially and in every other way possible. I give thanks also for our prayer requests today. I know that the answer to each and every request already exists in Divine Mind, that whatever it is we may be praying for, we're setting that wonderful cause in motion to bring that desired result into experience and expression. We're ready to harvest those prayer requests. I give thanks for our prayer ministry team, those that will be praying over them, our practitioners and ministers of Oak Brook that will be knowing the truth, knowing that that outcome is already assured. I do give thanks that all of this is so. And so it is. And now in preparation for Reverend Beth giving us our spiritual mind treatment this morning, we're going to be doing Remain Seated and singing I Am Remembering. The words are very difficult, so please pay attention.
I
There is one life, one I am. All-knowing, all-powerful, abundant, full of wisdom and life and love. There is one. And as I move deeply into that place of knowing, of joining, of becoming one with the I am that I am. This is who I am. And I know that truth. I know that oneness. I know that power and omniscience and that transcendent reality that comes from being in that connection. I know that right now, right here. And I know that for each one here. Just know that. Feel it, experience it right now. That oneness, that one power that beats the heart, that unfolds the dream, that takes the seed and expands into what it is meant to be. Knowing that all we need to do is know. All that we need to do is dream. All that we need to do is stay in the knowing and allow it to unfold in divine right time and divine right action. Knowing that we have done what we have been asked to do and we can be what we need to be. We take the step. I take the step. You take the step. And in this heartfelt knowing, we give great thanks. We give thanks for that teaching. We give thanks for the knowing and for the opportunity to set one foot in front of the other and do what is ours to do. I give great thanks from my heart, and I know that each one here has a heart full of gratitude that will begin to express during this week of Thanksgiving, during this week when our whole country unites in one holiday of gratitude, and that this spreads without the world. And so I release these words to the knowing, I release them and know that all is unfolding in divine order. That it is so. All I know and all I have done. And so it is.
Thank you, Beth. Isn't it wonderful to have Reverend Beth with us? Such a blessing to have you with us. We cherish that. Next week, she'll be our speaker, so come back for Beth's talk to us. Let's stand for Song in My Soul. We got all warmed up for this song today, didn't we? Yeah.
There's a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. There's a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. 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 I am whole, I am whole, I am whole, I am whole. There is a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There is a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. 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 There's a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside, a pure, sweet joy. There is a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside, pure, sweet joy. I am 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 joy, I am joy, I am joy, I am joy. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am loved. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am loved. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am loved. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am loved. 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 I am whole. I am whole. I am healed. I am healed. I am loved. I am loved. I am joy. I am joy. I am whole. I am whole. I am healed. I am healed. I am loved. I am loved. I am joy. I am peace. I am peace. I am well. I am well. All is well. I am well.
Let's form our circle for our peace song, shall we? And while you're doing that, I'd like to just invite you to consider what's coming up. This next month is Christmas. And I would like you to think about if you had a little project that's a gift that you would like to give Oak Brook, what would that be? Now, over the next week, I'd like you all to be thinking about that. The one thing that I want to give Oak Brook, and I haven't told our board about it, is I would like to have the wallpaper stripped in our entryway and that painted. So that's my gift to Oak Brook this year. And there's some that have noticed that we need to do that. But there are other small things that you might see that need to be done. Maybe come to do a cleaning one day, or maybe actually even say once a month I'm willing to come and do something this and so. Next week we'll have little cards for everyone to maybe jot down what they would like to give as a gift to Oak Brook for Christmas this year or for the upcoming year. And when the offering comes around, I invite you to put your name on that and drop it in. And we'll see who's teaming up to do things. So this was Carol's idea. Thank you, Carol, for this great idea for everyone to consider what they would like to do as a gift for Oak Brook and for the upcoming year. And we're not talking necessarily about spending much money, just doing things of love, gifts of love to Oak Brook. Okay, and we're ready for the peace song.
Peace
is a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am whole. Everywhere I go, it sings I am whole. 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 There is a song in my soul. It sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am healed. I take a breath and know that I am healed. 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 There is a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. There is a song in my heart. It sings I am loved. It whispers in my ear that I am loved. 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 There's a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside. Pure, sweet joy. There is a song in my soul. It sings of my joy. It bubbles up from deep inside. Pure, sweet joy. I am 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 joy. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am love. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am love. There is a song in my soul. It sings I am love. A beaming ray of spirit's light. I am love.